Hello everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas, day 14 today. So today I have had a day off from the work. I have been on the bike. I did a nice solid 18k on the bike, so that was good. And yeah, I've just been taking it easy, really. I'll get back on the work tomorrow. I've not got too much more left to do. Just need to check it. And then I can submit it. So yeah. Anyway, I wanted to jump on here quickly just to because we need to have a little chat. Really, we need to talk about something important. And that is mental health. I don't know. Obviously, what your views are on mental health. But for me, it's something that's quite personal. Because I have had some struggles with my mental health in recent times. So yes, I appreciate I would appreciate it if you could listen for a bit, while we just have a little talk about it. So yeah. So basically last year things were quite difficult for me. I was volunteering at this museum, and they installed this bug zapper in the office where I worked, and it made me feel very uncomfortable because the noise was very loud. That it would make it like pop whenever it'd catch a bug. So yes, it was hard. It was hard because I really liked going there, but in the end I had to leave because I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle the noise. I'm very sensitive to noise. I am very sensitive to it. I mean, everything makes me jump. Literally everything. Honestly, there's so much that makes me jump. You know, dogs barking, cats meowing, car alarms going off, smoke alarm, doorbell ringing, phone ringing, door slamming. There's just so much that makes me jump. I'm really jumpy. I really am. I'm a really jumpy person, and so it's hard. It's hard to kind of function sometimes in day-to-day life when there's all these things that can make you jump. So yeah, it is difficult. And that's why I had to leave the museum, because it was affecting my mental health. I was starting to get stressed about going every Saturday, and yeah, I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. So I left, and I was hoping to tell my family straight away about the situation. But then my gran died. My gran passed away, and things got quite difficult in our family. And it was a very tough time. So I didn't say anything because I didn't think it was the right time, basically. And so I then I thought I'd say something after the funeral. But then it just got really difficult. I think the longer I left it, the harder it got. And then I discovered my little project, my little walking project. I started doing my walking project. I started my first route, the Bakewell Town Circular, and I just started doing that. And then the project just kind of went from there. I kind of expanded it and grew it, and then later on in the year, I found out that I wasn't going to be able to go to university because of my English grade. I needed to get my English sorted out, which I did. I got it sorted. I passed on the functional skills. But then by then it was kind of too late to go, and so I kind of had to have a year off. But I wanted to have a year out anyway, but it was what I was going to do with this year. And so I decided to build my project, expand on it. Yeah, all of that really. But I didn't tell my family because I I wasn't sure that they'd fully understand it. What I wanted to do. I was worried about that, so I told them I was doing an IT course at college instead. And then, if you watched Vlogmas last year, if you watched last year's series, I would say go and check it out, but you can't because I've deleted it now. You might remember on day 3, I had that situation where I had to run away very quickly. And yeah, that was me getting caught out about the IT course. So yes, that wasn't good. That wasn't a good situation. And yeah, that kind of ruined my Vlogmas series last year. And yeah, kind of set the tone for the year really. And then they were understanding though. They were quite understanding after it all sort of came out and stuff. I think they did understand, but obviously I knocked my schedule. I knocked my walking schedule. I only had one day then when I decided to keep it on because I wanted to. I kept that on, but I kept one day on of doing walks when they thought I was at the museum because I wanted someone to keep me going through the winter. And then we got to May, and I realised it had been a year since it all happened. And I thought to myself, well, I don't want to get caught out again, really. And I thought maybe I should try telling them on my own terms. So I did. I was very brave, and I told them the truth in the end about what happened and stuff with the museum. And that's when we decided that it might be a good idea for me to get an autism assessment. So I went to the doctors in June and got the ball rolling with it, and then I didn't hear anything for ages. And I've only just kind of recently got back in touch with them. I kind of chased them up basically to see what was happening, and I've been referred now, and I've got an appointment. I've got an appointment in January to see a specialist. So yeah, hopefully I can tell them what's been going on and stuff. I don't know what I'll have to tell them really, what they'll want to know, but yeah, hopefully we can have a chat and then we can find some solutions and bits like that. I don't really know. I don't really know how these things work, to be honest. But yeah, that whole situation, the breakdown of the museum placement, my grand's death, and then the not being able to go to university at the time that I wanted to go. It did affect me. It did affect my mental health, and it affected my confidence and bits like that. So yeah. So it wasn't a good situation, but I think it was a learning experience though. I think what I learned from it was that you can't obviously always get your own way, and life is a massive curveball, just waiting to strike at any moment, and when it does, you're gonna struggle, and you need to be prepared for that, I guess, in a way. But yeah. So yeah. Hey up, I think my cat's here. Coming on my knee, little boy. Hey, he's coming on my knees. Oh, hey, here. Look. Do you want to be on Vlogmas? Hey? You want to be on Vlogmas? So this is my cat Wilbur. He's we got him 7 years ago. He's 9 years old, and he's had a bit of a troubled start in life, but he's settled in rather well with us now, haven't you, little boy? Hey, oh, careful. and he's been off my knee. So yes, here he is. And he's our little boy, and he's very nuffy. He can be a bit of a nuisance sometimes. Yes. But yeah, that's wanted to just jump on here and kind of share my experience. And if any of you have had, similar experiences, it's important to know that, you're not alone. We all struggle sometimes. We all have struggles in life. We all struggle with our mental health. I think especially around this time of year as well, at Christmas, it can be really hard. It can get really hard for people. And I'll be honest, I've been finding it hard as well. I think these past couple of weeks. But it's been okay. I mean, Vlogmas has been really good. I know it's not always been the most interesting of experiences. I know the videos aren't always that interesting. I'll just pop the camera down again. But yeah, we do what we can. You have to realise that I can't go out every day. I've got work on. I've got bits that I need to do. So yeah, can't always go out. I can't always be going out doing fun stuff. But next week, I will be going out at some point. We've got the Tree Festival. God, this cat is digging his claws into my neck. We've got Tree Festival next week. When it started now, actually, but we're going to go. I'm going to go next week. I'm not sure what day I'm going to go yet. I think my family have got some plans on Friday, which was the day I was hoping to go, but I might be joining them for that. So I might try and keep Friday clear for that. And then Thursday it's going to be really horrible with rain, so that's not good. So I'm thinking it might possibly have to be Wednesday, maybe. That's looking a bit of a better day. So possibly Wednesday, which would be the 17th. So day 17, we might be doing that. But yes, I'll take you along. I'll film it, and yeah, I might go shopping afterwards. We've got some Christmas shopping to do. I've got some wrapping up to do. Just a few more bits to do before Christmas. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that lovely stuff. But yeah. But anyway, I've been waffling on now for about 13 minutes. The time's just gone on to. So I think I'll leave it there for now. But yes, we'll do. I'll have my tea in a bit, and then we'll do the Advent calendars and a story. So yes, I'll see you a bit later on. Bye. Right, okay, so it's time for that time again to do the Advent calendars. And today, obviously, we're doing number 14. And it's a gingerbread man. Right, okay, so now let's do this one. If I can find it. Where is it? Top left corner. Oh, and we got a biscoff today. Excellent. Right, let's do the story. Alright guys, so it's time for the story, which tonight is going to be Mr. Nonsense Isn't Himself. On this particular morning, the streets were empty, strangely empty. I wonder why, said little Miss Scatterbrain to herself. Then she saw little Miss Nate. Why are the streets so empty, little Miss Nate? She asked. And why are you running? Why, today is the competition for the Nonsense Cup, she said. Had you forgotten? They're about to announce the winner of the silliest idea. Oh, how forgetful of me, replied little Miss Scatterbrain. Nonsense Land, a very strange place indeed, with some very strange inhabitants. And it is in Nonsense Land, at the top of a tree, that Mr. Nonsense lives. If you were to take a walk in Nonsense Land, you would be astonishingly astonished. In Nonsense Land, they play strange games of tennis on strange tennis courts with strange rackets. On that morning, Mr. Nonsense was playing with Mr. Silly and little Miss Dotty, and as for the fourth player, it was a pig. Yes, a very cute pink pig. Donk! Poor Mr. Nonsense! A tennis ball hit him on the nose. Mr. Nonsense was knocked out. His friends rushed to help him. They tried to get him to talk, but with no luck. Would Mr. Nonsense ever be the same again? This is terrible, cried little Miss Dotty. We must do something to help poor Mr. Nonsense. Meanwhile, the competition for the Nonsense Cup had begun. One by one, the contestants amazed the crowd with their silly ideas. A helmet with wings? How silly. And what do we have here, Mr. Nazy? Asked little Miss Brainy. This, said Mr. Nazy sleepily, is an alarm clock with no numbers and no hands. Ah, at last, I can sleep for as long as I like. This alarm clock will never go off. How silly. At last, Mr. Nonsense had come around. How are you feeling, Mr. Nonsense? Asked Mr. Silly anxiously. Why are you calling me Mr. Nonsense? Said Mr. Nonsense. That's not my name. But of course it's your name, said Miss Dotty. And up there is your house. My house, he said, much astonished. Only birds live in trees. Mr. Nonsense really wasn't himself at all. Back at the competition, the contestants took it in turns to take to the stage. The crowd clapped and clapped when they saw Mr. Bounce's idea. It was egg juggling. What a silly idea. You may not be surprised to hear that Mr. Nonsense didn't want to have anything to do with such a silly competition, but little Miss Dotty pushed him onto the stage, hoping that it might help him remember who he was. Stop calling me Mr. Nonsense, complained Mr. Nonsense. I don't know who you are, and you don't have the right to. Welcome, Mr. Nonsense, said little Miss Brainy. I imagine that this year, as every other year, you will have found this splendidly silly idea. But I'm not Mr. Nonsense, protested Mr. Nonsense to an amazed little Miss Brainy. Little Miss Dotty was worried. Mr. Nonsense's bump on the head had really changed him. At that moment, Mr. Nonsense was declared the winner of the Nonsense Cup. Have you guessed why? It was because the more Mr. Nonsense said that he wasn't Mr. Nonsense, the more the judges loved what they thought was the silliest idea yet. Hip hip hooray, cried the crowd. Mr. Bounce joined in the celebrations by juggling higher and higher. But Mr. Bounce threw his egg so high that he just couldn't catch it, and donk! The egg hit poor Mr. Nonsense on the nose. How nice to see you, little Miss Dotty, smiled Mr. Nonsense. But I'm feeling rather hungry. Let's go and eat a strawberry jam and mustard omelette. Thank goodness, smiled little Miss Dotty. You're back to your usual self. And ever since this day, can you guess what Mr. Nonsense does when he plays tennis? He wears a helmet, of course, with wings. The end. It's a funny book. Right, okay, so that is all for today. And if you watched my little segment on mental health earlier in the video, I do really appreciate if you did. Thank you for listening to that. I probably might not have been the most easiest thing to listen to, but I do think it's important, that we share our stories sometimes, because that's how we learn. And yes, yeah, so I do really appreciate you tuning into that. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be all for today. And tomorrow I've got to submit my assignment, so probably a bit of a boring day, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll try and do some interesting things next week to keep it a bit more interesting in the final run up to Christmas. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.